The Great Pyramids of Giza are the last surviving wonder of the ancient world. More than 1,600 people have died trying to climb it. And at least 60% of the pyramids are still unexplored. Until today. In this video, I will go where no tourist has gone before, in order to find out who built the pyramids and why. With permission from the Egyptian government and my determined partner, I'm going to climb underneath the biggest pyramid in the world. Not only that, but I will also be descending 100 feet beneath the Earth's surface, accessing the cursed underwater tomb of Osiris, god of the underworld. With the help of famous Egyptologists, I'll use a secret opening to crawl inside of the Sphinx, and I will investigate countless of secret tombs filled with hieroglyphs and even human bones. My name's Tia. I'm a neuroscience graduate, and I'm about to go put my theories to the test. I think I'm stuck. We just landed in Egypt. It's a different world out here. At night, the city springs to life with open-air markets and shouting merchants. It is 4:40 in the morning, so we're going to hit it before the tourists wake up. I'm hoping I can make it into one of the restricted areas because the government told us we might get permission. Wish me luck.
I believe Khufu built the pyramids. Not himself.
Yeah.
30,000 people for 35 years. And I understand the ideas, and I understand, and I'm sometimes flattered when people go, this is so impressive that it can't be made by humans, it must be aliens. I am flattered sometimes. But the truth is that we have so much evidence at this point. There's nothing that tells us right in our face that tells us that this place was Khufu's tomb.
On that note, I enter Khufu's pyramid. My goal is to cut right to the chase and take the stairs that lead down below the pyramid's surface. Oh wow. The subterranean chambers are strictly forbidden from the public. No, okay. Not there either? Just here. Oh good, don't worry. I'll have to come back later with an escort. I'm standing in the grand chamber of Pyramid Khufu right now. Above us are the relieving chambers, which are completely off limits to the public. It is rumored that they contain markings which proves that Khufu built this pyramid. I'm going to attempt to go see them for myself.
Take care, please.
Yes.
It's enough? It's enough?
Yeah. See? But I don't even make it halfway up the ladder. Below lies the king's chamber. This chamber is a perfect rectangular room built from massive granite blocks, each weighing around 50 to 80 tons, which were somehow transported from over 500 miles away.
I don't believe everything the kings want to tell us because they all want to make themselves glorious.
Now, nobody was actually found buried in the sarcophagus specifically. But if there was, this entire room would have been filled with treasures and tools.
Among my own tools is a UV flashlight that can detect certain substances which are normally invisible to the human eye. I also brought an EMF reader, which is a device that measures electromagnetic fields. Nikola Tesla realized that the Great Pyramid of Giza is aligned with Earth's electromagnetic field, specifically at a latitude of about 30 degrees north. He believed that pyramid-like structures might focus or even direct energy.
Like, it might be the humid air or the lack of oxygen, but I feel kind of weird sitting here next to this sarcophagus that's older than hundreds of generations. As you can see, this is one of the shafts that were built into the king's chamber. Now, it goes pretty deep, very deep. In fact, it goes all the way out of the pyramid. So some people theorize that this has been built for air ventilation, and certainly it helps a lot. Other people think it aligns perfectly with the stars. As the saying goes, as above, so below. Is that the only evidence we have that Khufu made this pyramid?
No. 3 years ago, in the workmen's tombs, the tombs where all the workmen worked and died, lived and died, their houses and their tombs, which is about less than a mile away to this side. They built all the pyramids. We found a papyrus that doesn't say, hey, this is a record. The papyrus was a work record for the week that explained exactly what was needed for that week, how many blocks moved that week, how many people need to move what block, their names. This guy needs to move this block from this side to this side. This guy needs to start building the third level up here from there.
Wow.
With the route of every single person. And that to me is more proof than if it was written on the walls. But I do believe a workman who's arranging his workers, telling them, okay, this guy's going here, this guy's going here to build a pyramid. And to me, that is full-on proof that my grandparents built that pyramid.
Wow.
As the sun rises in Cairo and a new day begins, the tourists come flooding in, and I decide to take a better look at the pyramids from the outside. I'm standing here in front of Khufu's pyramid, the largest pyramid here in Egypt. This pyramid is thousands of years old, and more than 1,600 people have died trying to climb it. Now, there once was a pyramid-shaped triangle at the top, but it has eroded over the years, and it really was a beauty to behold. The Great Pyramid of Giza is almost perfectly aligned with true north, more accurately than any other ancient or modern structure.
Hi.
After failing to make it inside any of the restricted areas on my first day, I decided a different, more friendly approach and introduced myself to the local government officials.
Turkish. Oh, so it's going to be strong. Very good.
You're welcome. What's your name again?
Tia.
Tia. It's a famous name here in Egypt.
It is. Do you speak Arabic? Does everybody here speak Arabic?
The general language here in Egypt, Arabic.
Arabic,
Yes.
okay.
Arabic.
Arabic.
Arabic. You smoke?
I don't, but you can go ahead.
Ready?
Yeah. Do you smoke cigarettes here?
Yes. If you want.
Oh, I'm okay. But you go ahead.
I decide to share my findings with none other than the director of the entire Giza plateau.
Okay, so from our excavations,
Yes.
we found a great discovery. We found the workers' tombs, the builders of the pyramid tombs. American tourist was riding a horse in the desert in the other side of the Sphinx, and the leg of the horse fall down a hole. And what we did excavations. We just moved the sands. We found the workers' tombs, the builders of the pyramid tombs. How we could know? Those tombs were the builders. We found their names and their titles. We did discover the first tomb. It was for the chief of the workers. He was married 2 wives and he got 18 kids. Busy guy. 2 wives and 18 kids for the chief of the workers. And guess what? Between the workers' tombs, we found a tomb for a doctor. Oh my gosh, 4,600 years. We had a tomb for a doctor. Some people say it, building a pyramid by slaves. If we had slaves, why? We need a doctor to treat them. You can throw them away and they bring more and more slaves. They weren't slaves. They were workers and we give them salaries. But we didn't have money in this early time. So what kind of salary? We give them beer, bread, and salted fish as a salary.
Wow.
As a salary for the workers.
Yes.
And guess what? This doctor, he did a brain surgery. Oh my gosh, 4,600 years we had a brain surgery? How we could know? We found the skull of the worker. and there's a hole in the skull. And the son of the workers completed his father's tomb, and he mentioned that his father lived after the surgery 3 years.
Wow.
I'm always saying in my lectures, if you can build a pyramid, you can do anything, even a brain surgery, even a brain surgery.
That's incredible. Wow. Thank you so much for that. Do you think a lot of these blocks were transported all the way from Aswan?
Yes.
How?
Just the granite.
The
All
granite.
The granite. In front of the Sphinx, we have a river Nile canal. And they brought the blocks by big boats. And the boats was parked there.
Okay.
And we drug the blocks on sledges, which was pulled by buffalo and by oxes there. And they start to build the pyramid course by course. They make a ramp from sands, and this ramp goes up in a circular way around the pyramid. They start to build the tunnels, the chambers, and go up course by course, level by level, until they reach the top of the pyramid. So they start to case the pyramid from outside with fine and white limestone, and they were removing the ramp from the top to the bottom there.
Wow.
If you imagine how what the pyramid looked like in ancient time, it was so smooth, so flat, so white. And you can see over there remains of outer casing on the top of the pyramid. So the whole pyramid was cased from outside.
Incredible. So what do you want to say to Americans who think aliens built the pyramids?
Of course not.
Of course not.
We have in all of Egypt 124 pyramids. So each time I'm calling the aliens, come build a pyramid for me, they don't feel access. I told you, we found the workers' tombs, the builders of the pyramid tombs. This is a proof for everybody that the Egyptians, the pharaohs who built the pyramids.
After hearing all of that, I'm persuaded. I decide to take some time out of my day and travel to a nearby workers' village where an excavation is taking place.
It's incredible that they're still finding places like this to this day. These look like pavements or floors. They don't seem like just normal rock. It feels like these were actually built back in the day. It's not like the rest of the surface area around here. Look here. This is clearly some type of pot, like a clay pot. It's like a dome shape, and the stone is completely red. The lady in charge of this excavation already told me that they were done. So what I just found here is completely new, since they didn't even bother to preserve it.
I'm the manager of the site.
Of
Supervisor.
this excavation?
Yeah.
Wow, so you know exactly what's happening here. So are you guys still excavating and finding things?
Recently, no.
Okay. So those are the tombs?
Yeah.
So they lived there
Yeah.
and they were buried there.
Yeah. Pretty.
Were they workers or slaves?
No slaves.
No slaves.
No slaves.
Workers.
Worker. Different worker.
So that one around the corner, is that a tomb?
Yes.
So somebody was buried there. Wow. This chamber is inside of the workmen's village and is where the workers would have been who were working on building the pyramids. This would have been incredibly old. Wow. It's crazy that they are still excavating places up until this day. They keep finding more evidence of the pyramids being built by workers and not slaves. They had proper headquarters and camps and all sorts of places set up.
Some workers were clearly more important than others. This one's tomb is filled with different hieroglyphs.
Oh wow, that's incredible.
Now, it's time to see what an elite's tomb looks like. This is Emhir's tomb, the official inspector of Pharaoh Khufu.
A lot of times a pope or a high priest, you call him the son of the god. So when you say his honor, it's like saying his majesty, the son of the god, is honoring the son of.
The Egyptians believed that everything they drew on the walls would literally manifest itself into the afterlife. Emir made sure that he had plenty of workers and livestock waiting for him on the other side. He also had explicit instructions on how to survive his journey to the afterlife.
This is the lotus flower? Wow. So if you don't smell it, you die. In the afterlife?
Yes.
Interesting. Is that graffiti again? Yeah.
This is it's a Latinic writing. Means it was written by one of the guys in 1870. He wanna be remembered until today. His name Panayotis. He did something wrong, but with the time it's gonna be like a part of the history.
Interesting.
This is his name, Panayotis from Greece.
Greece. Interesting. So was there a coffin in here at some point?
No, the coffin behind. This is the false room. Behind the false room, we have the shaft where the body was buried down in a shaft.
Okay.
In a small chamber behind the false room.
False. Interesting. Okay, this is actually insane. Like, I didn't actually expect this to go off.
As I was walking past this mysterious hole in the wall, my EMF reader started going crazy. With no visible sources of electricity nearby, I decided to get some better equipment.
So my scan's a full radio spectrum, right? So you're probably picking up on some of this. But honestly, it's not too crazy. But given the stone that we're in, it should be a little lower.
Do you want to do some looking up?
So why isn't it's not going off in there?
I don't know.
See, it's dude.
That is strong.
It's incredibly strong. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I can't really explain why this happened, but whatever is inside this hole definitely piqued my curiosity. After seeing all of that, I do believe that worksmen were buried here in the past. There's just one crucial piece of evidence we haven't seen yet. A skeleton.
Good. One for the skeleton from here and one from here.
Yeah, Jesus. I think it's.
As a joke, I pull out my EMF reader and pretend that I am searching for ghosts. To my surprise, it lights up again. I can't help but wonder what was behind that hole now. Speaking of holes, the next pyramid I'm going to has a forbidden hole that nobody is allowed to access. That's not going to stop me though. I'm standing in front of the Pyramid of Khafre, the second largest pyramid in Egypt. This is the only pyramid that still has some of its limestone left at the very top. Now, back in the day, the sun would have reflected that for miles, and it would have been a bright spectacle. As I head into the pyramid, I walk right past the restricted hall and get distracted by the brightly lit corridors. Unlike Khufu's pyramid, there are no towering galleries here, just the single, narrow passageway that makes it very clear where Khafre is supposed to be buried.
What was that? Oh my gosh. Ooh.
We are not the first tourists to make it inside of this pyramid. It's remarkable that this is still here to this day. I'm sitting inside of the Pyramid of Khafre. More than 60% of this pyramid is still unexplored. Right now, I'm inside of a big chamber. We have a sarcophagus right behind me, and as far as we know, nobody has ever been found inside of this. These granite blocks are massive and weigh so many tons. They were transported hundreds of miles all the way to this pyramid from Aswan. Why did the Egyptians go through all this effort just to use solid granite sarcophaguses? We don't know. This tomb would have been filled with treasures, everything a pharaoh would need in the afterlife. They believed that anything that was put in the tomb would literally go into the afterlife with the pharaoh. If the pharaoh had a favorite type of food, They would literally kill that fish, they would put it in a little box or a pot, and they believed it would go to the afterlife with the pharaoh. It is crazy what the Egyptians went through just for this tomb to look the way it does. I mean, look how big this is. I can't even reach the top. Actually, this is hollow. Oh. This isn't made of stone. This was probably built after the fact. How curious. This is real. This is very hard. I'm about to exit this pyramid now, in this hallway. I'm very claustrophobic. It's very humid in here, and it's quite warm. So bear with me.
I notice a hidden staircase behind this locked door.
Ooh, what's in there?
Determined to see what is inside, I asked the government to open the door for me. The Egyptologists originally believed that Khafre was buried here. Now, it's nothing more than a storage room.
Tia's checking for ghosts.
Yeah, I'm gonna find them.
Hey, make sure you don't die here.
I'll try.
Russ, can your lights off? Or lights off? Alright, Tia. Now you're in pitch black, the lowest point of the pyramid.
Even though I didn't find anything down here, I'm excited to have made it into my first restricted area with the government's help. I am now confident that I'll be allowed to climb under Khufu's pyramid at the end of this video and answer my biggest question: who built the pyramids? Khafre left behind more than just a pyramid, and according to experts, this monument looks just like him. I'm standing in front of the Sphinx of Egypt. As you can see, it has the body of a lion, but it has the head of a pharaoh. Now, some people think the head was built afterwards because it has different stone and just looks smaller. Other people think it was always meant to be this way. The nose has fallen off over the years, and there's a lot of theories about how that happened. Some people think that in the olden days, people shot cannons at it. I don't think that happened.
I'm the boss. You know, she is the name of a queen 3,000 years ago. But that queen, she had a son, and she wanted to make her son as a king.
So she killed
then
the king.
She made a conspiracy. It's called the harem conspiracy by Tia.
I would never do that.
Should I be concerned?
Not a lot of people know that you can climb underneath the Sphinx. It's just highly illegal.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, the ancient Egyptians
All right, Tyler's coming.
had Crocs.
All right, come on up, gang.
That's crazy.
I have my Crocs back.
Oh no! This is funny. Okay, yes, I will retrieve it.
Huh?
Does it go deeper than that?
I just went up above the wood.
Okay.
And then it goes nowhere after that.
Okay, cool. I'm not gonna bother.
Yeah, you don't have to do that. I did it for no reason.
Okay, great.
Also, I don't know how I fit up there.
Yeah, I have no idea. This looks impossible. This is crazy. I am inside the Sphinx right now. Less people have been in here than people have been on the moon. Oh, you sure about that?
Yeah, alright.
Goodbye!
Bye!
Oh no! I'm locked in. Ooh, a plant? No, that's plastic. What the frick? Who's it there?
Yeah.
Whoa, this is a lot. We're about to go into Menkaura's pyramid. This is the third biggest pyramid in Giza, and Menkaura is the son of Khafre, and Khafre is the son of Khufu. I don't think a lot of tourists go into this pyramid, but I'm certainly not going to disregard a pyramid because of size.
I feel strange as I enter Menkaura's pyramid. This passageway is dark and unnerving, and it's by far the most unwelcoming place I've been in so far. I'm not the first person to discover this place. Travelers have been coming here for hundreds of years, perhaps also looking for answers. This chamber originally had very large stones that were meant to stop people from going any further. This is unusual, suggesting that extra security measures were taken for this pyramid. One thing's for certain, we were never meant to go any deeper than this. Unlike the others, there is no sarcophagus in this pyramid. It was taken by the British and then lost at sea when the boat sank. I finished my investigation by climbing onto the ceiling of the burial chamber, which is totally off limits to the public. Even thousands of years later, the weight-bearing architectural design of the structure is remarkable. After exploring the surface area of Giza, I'm finally ready to take my investigation underground. Starting with one of the most cursed places in the entirety of Egypt, the Osiris tomb, god of the underworld. This tomb is very hard to find and is also highly illegal to enter. Even the Egyptians who are allowed to enter don't want to, because they truly believe that this place is cursed.
That's what it looks like when you do it with...
Time is of the essence. I'm going to have to climb down these ladders very fast, because this is so deep, I will be running out of oxygen, and I could pass out if I stay too long.
This is the bottom of the spine. Oh, that's a jaw.
Oh, wow.
That's teeth.
Yeah,
That's teeth and jaw right here.
And this is like a femur bone, right?
That's a femur bone. Whoever came in to steal things, they stole as much as possible. And generally, the top of the coffin, the mummy, is covered with a golden mask. And the golden mask, so if you rip the thing out, you rip it with the upper part of the body. And a lot of things stay. All this is pottery jars that had offerings and oils. That's the lid of one.
Wow.
And then all these bones belong to probably a high priest at the time, which is like the pope of the time.
Wow.
Most locals don't end up going all the way down there. And they still believe in the religion that the underworld has evils and the devil. So they don't want to be in that place where the gateway to the underworld would allow for devils to come to them.
Okay.
And they call it ride them for the rest of their lives.
What do you need?
Almost 100 feet underground lies an empty sarcophagus submerged underwater, built in honor of the god Osiris, supposedly creating a portal to the underworld.
Wow.
How could the Egyptians possibly have built this deep thousands of years ago with limited tools and equipment? In the corner of this tomb is a hole that no Egyptologist can fit in. I might just be small enough to go deeper than any person has ever gone in history.
I am in Osiris' tomb. Okay, that's fine.
Why did they make this hole? How far does it go? And where does it lead? What purpose does it serve? If I go any deeper, I'll get stuck. And there's no telling if anybody will be able to save me down here. I use my filming device and stick it up as far as I can. I possibly just filmed the deepest anybody has ever gone inside of Osiris's tomb. I am very happy, but more importantly, I need to try and get out of this very claustrophobic hole.
That's nice. Sure.
I'm finally ready to climb underneath the Great Pyramid of Egypt. Everything I have done so far has led up to this moment.
Is this a tough climb?
Yeah, it's the hardest climb. That the long way first is hard, the hardest tunnel ever, and the climb is the hardest.
I'm scared, but I'm so excited. Oh my god. More than human. Pyramids, cut one.
The climb down the slope is very hard. It's almost at a 26-degree angle, which is half of the outside of the pyramids, almost 52 degrees. Almost halfway down the pyramid, I start to run out of air. My heart's racing and my chest feels tight. I try to calm down and catch my breath. Then I start my final descent into the subterranean chamber beneath Khufu's pyramid. Unlike the grand, polished walls of the upper chambers, this place feels unfinished. The walls are rough, uneven, they're carved straight into the bedrock. It's as if the construction just stopped mid-process. I find it very odd that both this chamber as well as Osiris's tomb are approximately 100 feet below the earth. Where does this tunnel go? And is there any possibility that it connects with the one in Osiris's tomb? The answer to who built the pyramids is finally clear to me. It was built by a civilization far more advanced than we ever give them credit for. Yet the question still remains, how did they achieve such incredible precision? How were they able to build in a manner we still cannot replicate to this day? One thing's for sure, the pyramids were not simply built, they were engineered for a higher purpose, one we still don't quite understand.
Do Tia first, she'll read it for me.
T-H?
Yeah, E-A.
E-A. And
Jimmy.
10th, 2024. Okay.
You gotta frame that.
That's incredible.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.